Hi, Maria. Thank you so much for joining me today as part of the LYIS podcast. Could I just get you to first introduce yourself as a person? And then we'll go into the professional side of things. But what are your personal values? Who are you as an individual? And what drives you in life?
Lovely. Thank you. Nice to meet you today, Joe. My name's Maria. I am a mother. I am a woman, I'm a wife, and my values are very much rooted in my family, in my care for my family. But I think that sense of care, that sense of communication and empathy is very much who I am and what drives everything I do, both as a human and as a leader as well.
Okay, that's a neat segue into how your values in life cross over and are intertwined with your professional life. So could you share with us a little bit about your role and what you do and how those values that you spoke about impact you in that position?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm head of secondary school here at ISPH. I'm a founding member of staff at ISPH as well. So I've been here for the last 7 years and I've watched the school and helped the school grow. And so those values that I hold of communication and empathy are evident in everything that we do at ISPH and everything that I do as a leader, as head of secondary school. This is my second year in this position, so I'm still very much learning what it means to be head of secondary school and who I am as head of secondary school. However, I think everything I do is rooted in that communication and empathy, whether that's conversations with my staff, difficult conversations, good conversations, or in my communication with the students. And I think the students themselves would tell you that this school is a happy place. Wellbeing is at the heart of everything we do. And that's what I'm most proud about when it comes to working at ISPH.
That's lovely. I mean, I can see those values in the school, despite a lot of the children not being here, obviously, on the weekend, but I've seen the performances and I've seen that through a lot of the work that I see on the walls in the classrooms. I see a lot of visible thinking. I see a lot of children being celebrated, that it's their space. And those things jump out to me immediately as a visitor. So credit to you guys. It's a fantastic environment that you have. So could I ask you why you chose to come to the conference? Obviously, it's hosted here, but what were you hoping to get from the conference? And by extension, what is one thing that you perhaps didn't know, you weren't aware of prior to going to some of the workshops that you have now learned, and maybe some actionable points that you can take on with you as you go into work next week? We won't say tomorrow, next week.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm here at the conference because I think it's of vital importance in education, but particularly in international education, that we are meeting each other, talking to each other. So often in international education, we're competitors, direct competitors. The school down the road doesn't talk to the other school down the road because we're wanting their students. So these events are really, really important. And I think that's been my biggest takeaway actually this weekend. I have been able to meet educators from all over the world who have wealth of knowledge and experience beyond my years. Grania, for example, 30 years in international educational leadership. It's been phenomenal to have access to her and her skill set and experience. But also, it's been wonderful to meet teachers earlier in their career because they bring a whole wealth of passion and excitement to their roles. So I think the biggest takeaway for me from LYIS is just that the people are there and you really do need to reach out and be brave, take the risk and say, hey, I'd follow you on LinkedIn. Can we have a chat sometime? Because there's so much that we can learn from each other. So I think that's my takeaway. I'll be going into work next week, not tomorrow.
Next week.
I'm making sure that I'm keeping these connections going and the conversations going.
Maria, thank you so much. If I could just say that was a perfect summary of, I would say, I'm going to go out on a limb and speak on everyone's behalf. That's a great summary of what was gained from this conference. And I want to thank you for your time today, but also thank you for all the hard work that went in behind the scenes that sometimes doesn't get appreciated. The final product is beautiful, but I know there's been so much work leading up to this. So thank you for everything you've done on behalf of LYIS. It's been a tremendous event, and thank you so much.